Discovery of ancient super-eruptions indicates the Yellowstone hotspot may be waning, phys.org. Report, AMC may have to shutter all theater locations, ComingSoo.net. Gold miners tumble as yellow metal drops, seeking alpha. Why Ben & Jerry's statement on white supremacy is so extraordinary, CTV News. Study of 200,000 galaxies reveals the entire universe might have been spinning in one direction early on, Universe Today. Scientists learn how tiny critters make ocean snot palaces 570 News. Carbon dioxide stored in Earth's mantle could be released into atmosphere with potential long-term effects for climate change, say scientists, Folio, University of Alberta. Most British Columbians oppose idea of paying COVID-19 surcharge to help businesses, City News Vancouver. Air Canada operates its final Boeing 767 flight, simple flying. Factory orders fall sharply for second straight month in April, market